Now, let's talk about villains. We've seen so many, haven't we? They stomp around, they shout, they wave their weapons like they're trying to swat a fly. It all gets predictable. You can spot the baddie a mile off. They might as well wear a t-shirt that says, "I'm the one causing trouble." But every so often, someone changes the game. They don't need noise and fuss. They walk in and you think, "Ooh, who's this?" That's Hans Gruber. When we first meet Hans, it's something else. So what is it about Hans Gruber's personality that makes him so utterly captivating? Suit, sharp, hair, perfect. More like closing a business deal than taking a skyscraper. He moves calm, controlled, almost terrifying. No frantic energy, just quiet, lethal efficiency. This first impression says everything without shouting. Planner, strategist, a man who thought of every detail. You see it in the way he walks and how he studies the room. His men follow without question. Quiet confidence beats screaming muscle. When you put Hans Gruber up against the usual rogues gallery of movie villains, he really does stand in a league of his own. Think about the villains of that era. They were often big, brawny, and tended to grunt more than they spoke. He is, first and foremost, a cerebral villain. His greatest weapon isn't a machine gun, it's his mind. He has studied the building's blueprints, he understands police and FBI procedures, he uses their own rulebook against them. Remember that scene where he pretends to be a terrified hostage named Bill Clay? He fools McClane for a moment, using an American accent and everything. He's a leader, he's an actor, a quick thinker, a man who can adapt to any situation. But don't forget the ruthlessness beneath the suit. Underneath that designer suit is a ruthless monster. When he shoots Mr. Takagi, there's no hesitation, no remorse. It's just business. He sees hostages not as people but as pawns, assets to be managed, or, if necessary, liquidated. This cold-blooded nature is the chilling counterpoint to his sophisticated exterior. So why, all these years later, are we still talking about Hans Gruber? Movies come and go, and villains are defeated and forgotten. But Hans sticks with us. I think a huge part of it is Alan Rickman's absolutely legendary performance. He turned what could have been a standard European bad guy into a cultural icon. Every line delivery is perfect. Every sneer is a work of art. The film makes him the intellectual equal, maybe superior to John McClane. Where McClane is chaotic, Hans is orderly. Where McClane has grit, Hans has polish. Their walkie-talkie banter adds a whole other layer. He calls him cowboy. It's mocking and a little admiring. This perfect opposition creates a tension that crackles from beginning to end. He set a new standard. You'll hear people say, well, he's good, but he's no Hans Gruber. For his intelligence, his ruthlessness, and his sheer, unadulterated class, Hans Gruber will forever remain not just a great villain, but perhaps the greatest movie villain of all time.